What's up? This is your boy Q. My partner Jahid gonna drop some knowledge on y'all about the mind-altering drugs they're giving our kids.
Ladies who have the babies, please, when they offer these psychotropic drugs to your babies, please call men of action. Call somebody. Get with somebody. Get some people in there with you, because what's going to happen is they're going to put you in a corner. They're going to scare you to death. They're going to tell you your child ain't going to learn a thing. They're going to be dumb. They're going to sit in the back of the corner unless you put them on these psychotropic medications. And they're not telling us the truth about these medications. Now, the truth is they're mind altered. All right, God made our minds to where nothing can enter into our minds. They have figured out a chemical that's going to basically, they call them blood-brain barrier drugs, that's going to enter your mind, into the baby's mind, and alter the way they think. It's going to alter their behavior, and they're going to be controlled. They're going to be controlled, and it's going to limit their ability to function normally as the brain grows. It's going to basically halt all synapses firing for a significant amount of time, and the babies are going to be worse off than before. And please contact somebody. Don't just give your babies this medicine. This is an atrocity that we need to voice as a people and let the folks know that we don't want our babies medicated with these unknown substances that we know nothing about, that are untested and unproven. They're dangerous. They're psychotropics. They used to give them to schizophrenics in the early 80s. Now they've lowered the doses and are setting our babies up for an adulthood of basic addiction. It's a pipeline for it. And basically 60% of the kids that are in the Kentucky juvenile institutions have been exposed to these government medications. And this is something we got to start looking at. I don't want to take up a whole lot of time, but we got to do something, because these are the babies. These are the future. We can surely get on the bandwagon and support the babies that we don't want them to grow up with mind-altered emotions.
Yeah, you heard my man. Don't let them corner you. They preying on single women. They preying on y'all. You know what I'm saying? Get some education on what they're trying to get. Hey, what's up? It's your boy Q again. You got to speak to my boy Jahid. This is my man W Rhodes, and he gonna talk to y'all about the effects of having the proper teaching for our kids.
And some of them because they're affected.
Man, first of all, I appreciate what you're doing. I really do appreciate what you're doing and being a voice for our children. One of the things that goes out as far as to our children, and that is African American children, is that a lot of times in teaching our kids, sometimes the teachers may not have the correct type of techniques on how to guide them. And as I know, even when I was growing up, I was a kid, if you want to label me a label, that had ADHD or ADD. I had attention deficit thing. You know, one moment the teacher's talking and all of a sudden I'm looking out, staring out the window, and before I know, 5 minutes have passed. But that doesn't mean that I did not have the potential to learn. It just means I needed some different type of stimulus, correct stimulus, not medicine, to stimulate me and help me to focus. And so here's the crazy thing about it. Even in terms of when I went through college, I recognized that in myself, not through any textbooks, but I realized I needed techniques to help me to focus. So I created what you call a focus technique.
Yeah, we can go into that with your book. You got like a little pamphlet, I guess.
Now this is my book, Anger Management, which is called W.E.C.E.P for Life. Now, W.E.C.E.P for Life was actually, you can show them there. W.E.C.E.P for Life was actually established as a technique to help our children to control their anger.
All ages.
Of all age, right, from age 7 on up to 18. But I've had adults to come to me and say, do you have any of these for adults? But so W.E.C.E.P for Life, simply the technique is W stands for walk away, I stands for ignore, first T stands for take a deep breath. Actually, here's a t-shirt that gives the technique, which brings more awareness to how to control your anger. You know, we always hear people talk about, you know, our children need direction on how to control their anger. So the first step is walk away. For W, I stand for ignore negative behavior. T stands for take a deep breath. Second T stands for talk it out if possible. It's not always possible to talk it out with somebody. Somebody may be a little bit off the deep end. Yeah, they're not ready to talk. So talk it out if it's possible, take yourself time out. And then the last one, tell someone or tell an adult at withforlife.net. So the purpose of me doing that technique is to help our kids to get something quick to be able to control their anger. And the great thing about this is I actually use skateboarding to break this concept down. So each time they see a skateboard trick, like walk away, it's a certain type of trick. And then like ignore, there's a certain type of trick that you do to ignore. So when they see even the vision, like I do live seminars, so when they see a vision of a specific type of skateboard trick, guess what they're going to be thinking about? Ignore. Or take a deep breath. Or talk it out. Or one of the last tricks that I do on here is called tell someone or tell an adult. Basically what I do is I actually do a handstand on the skateboard. So it lets the kid know that, hey, if you're out of control and you need some direction, you just need some help, tell an adult. So that's one of the things that I'm doing. But back to what we're saying is we need more individuals out there to create simple techniques for our children so that they can learn to control or harness their anger, their behavior, and their thoughts. And it starts here. See, if we can help them to control their thoughts, then their actions will follow whatever they're thinking. Right. So that's where, as a clinical therapist for 10 years, I realized, hey, our children, we learn different. I'm just going to be honest with you, for us as African Americans, and we love a lot of RC type stuff. Not that we can't learn any other way. So anyway, just want to thank you all once again for giving me this time. I know I can go on. I could probably talk about an hour.
How can they reach you or get involved with stuff you're doing with this?
Actually, they can go to, and if you reach in there and get that other shirt, they can go to mcaresusa.com or go to withforlife.net. This is our actually bulletproof shirt. So just go to mcaresusa.com or you can reach me at mcaresofusa@gmail.com or call 859-433-6784.
Hey, so you heard my man. Keep your kids off from drugs. They're going to turn your kids into junkies. They're going to be out there on Ray Street or 6th Street somewhere getting high in about 10 more years. So your kids don't need them drugs. I know they're trying to throw some money at y'all, but it ain't worth your child's life. Thanks, man.
All right, no problem.
It's your boy Q, Cool, Tube. And right now I'm talking to my brother Damon Muhammad. He's going to drop some knowledge on y'all about the school system and how it affects us as black males and black females and how, you know, it can lead us in the wrong path basically on the way we're being taught and the way we're being treated. Take it away.
Yes, sir. Peace and blessings, everybody. Well, we know that our children are being miseducated. And our children's minds are being chained by the educational system. We might tell our children to go to school and get an education, but what kind of education are they getting? And what kind of education is preparing them for the future? We know that America is built off of white supremacy. And the people that are teaching our children have a white supremacist mindset. So what is it that our children are eating mentally and digesting? Many of our children are rejecting what they are being taught. So some of our children are being kicked out of school, leaving school. So what do we need to do? We need to take control of our education. We need to bring knowledge of self into the education, because knowledge of God and knowledge of self is the key to self-knowledge, it's the key to self-improvement, and it's the key for us changing our community. But the powers that be, they know that the youth are the future, and they know that black people's future has a great promise. But they want to dumb down our children. Hell, they dumbing down their own children. So this is an elitist society. There was a president, President Woodrow Wilson, that used to be the president of Princeton University. And I'll quote his words, but I'll put it in layman's terms. He said, we need a larger portion of society to forego a liberal education and save the best education for our elite few. So what is this man saying? This is one of the presidents of the United States. He's saying that he wants to dumb down education so the elitists, the few, can run the country and the masses be enslaved mentally, socially, and economically. So the educational system, we need a new educational system. Our children are rejecting this one because it's not for us. We need an educational system for us and by us. So we need to come together as a people and chart our own destiny, make our own schools, give our children their own education. That's what I have to say on this subject. Peace and blessings.
We're not giving nobody an excuse not to, you know what I'm saying, be tough on your kids or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your kids are doing their things in school as a parent. You know, homework and all the other things they got to do to be a good student and to achieve success in the classroom. You know what I'm saying? But me personally, I suggest homeschooling.
Go ahead. Go ahead. We timing it just right.